Well, hello, and welcome to the Nacho Mama's Fantasy Football League Volume 4. It is I, Commissioner Ben back here and again. So let us run us the introduction, and we will get into the rankings for this week. Sai. Okay, so welcome back to the program. Let's get right on into these rankings. Obviously, there's 12 teams. It means there's 12 teams to place in these rankings. We start with the lowest. We go to the best. These rankings are real now. All the rankings of the past, forget about them. These are based in reality. Which way am I going? Camera don't know. Anyway, 12th place team is going to go to Grand Salami Time. That is correct. Katie's team going to slide it into 12th place. This is mainly on the back of the fact that Aaron Rodgers only put up 1.32 points, and the team as a whole put up 84.9-ish points. That's the lowest output of any team this week. So, slide you in at 12th place. Do I think that Mike Evans is only going to put up 4 points? You know, do I think that she's going to keep Gronk on her bench putting up 25 points? I think there's things to be optimistic about. So we move on to the 11th place team in these here rankings. And the 11th place team is O-Side Vadago. That is correct. Darren's squad slides into the 11th place position here. Some of my notes is that it was basically a pretty rough outing. Aaron Jones, Julio Jones, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they didn't perform that well, but a lot of room for improvement available for those guys. I have no doubt that they will improve over time. We move on to the 10th place team in these here rankings, and that is the Chateau St. Bargles Winery. That is correct. I lost this week to my brother from the same mother, Evan. And, if I had played like Gerald Everett instead of Brandon Ayuk, if I had played Jameis Winston instead of Ryan Tannehill, I would have won. So I do feel, that I'm not the worst team in the league. I'm 10th. So there you go. Next, we have the 9th place team, and it's Master Cook. Master Cook, they lost. What can we say about Allen's team? Couldn't get it done. But when you look at Allen's team, each player was getting about 12 points. Everyone on his entire roster got him about a 12-piece. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I think he needs a couple guys to start really going off for some major points here. But we'll see. He's got a major challenge this week, taking on the Fancy Lads. More on that team later. And we'll have to tune in for that. Good luck to Alan. We now go to the 8th place team. That's right, the 8th place team in these here rankings is StoleDaMikeFrom Terry Swift, Tanner's team. Tanner's in 8th place. He was defeated by the Fancy Lads. Whitney's team would have beaten anybody this week, so Tanner has to kind of take this lump with a little grain of salt, as they say. Let's see. Tanner will look to get his first win against Kickin with Younghoe. We'll see what happens. We move on to the 7th place team. The 7th place team in these rankings is, of course, Team Diaper Funds. That's right. Team Diaper Funds. Let me just read my notes here. It is with much pain and discomfort that I deliver the news that His Majesty, the reigning champion of Diaper Funds, Professor of Fantasy, Oceanside, California, 92054 zip code, Professor Dr. Souza, he lost to Fred Durst and the Limp Biscuits. And I'm very disappointed. I'm more disappointed that Corey lost than I am that I lost, at least this week. I will say this, though, with a total points of 117.88, Corey would have beat anybody except for the Fancy Lads and the Limp Biscuits. He would have beat any other team. I feel like I got stuff all over my face. Crying out loud. So, one other note that I thought was worth noting is that this was a rematch of the championship match from last year. Also, it came down to Monday Night Football. Story time. In one corner, we had Corey with 96 points and Darren Waller left to play. In the other corner, we had Michael with 99 points and Josh Jacobs and Justin Tucker left to play. Well, I think most people would look at that and say, well, this is Michael's game. He's got this one in the bag, baby. It actually came really close. It was, I believe at one point there was about a 2-point deficit. You know, Waller could have gotten a couple big chunk plays and could be looking at something different here. So it was pretty close. Doesn't matter. Team Diaper Funds, you lost. C'est la vie. Good job to both teams. And Corey will look to get his first win this week against Katie's team, Grand Salami Time, also looking to get their first win. Next, sixth place team. This is when we get into the winners. Sixth place goes to Kickin' It with the Younghoe. That's right. Samuel got the win, defeated Darren's team. Tom Brady got 35 points. You know, what can we say? You got the win. 102 points, got the win. He could have lost going against some other people, but it didn't matter. Got the win. And we move on to the fifth place team. The fifth place team in these here rankings is Team Robs. Team Robs beat me this week, mainly because Amari Cooper got 32 points and because Brandon Ayuk got me 0 points. That's basically how it works. I think that Evan will be facing a very big challenge this week against the Limp Biscuit. Somebody's going to get their first loss of the year. Will it be Brother Evan or will it be Michael? Time will tell. We move on to the fourth place team. The fourth place team. 2 makes 4. And that is the Under the Steps, a Boogeyman. Ben got the win. And mainly because Russell Wilson, he got 35 performance. Debo Samuel got another 27.4. Ben gets the win, moves to 1-0. On top of that, I believe that people like Najee Harris are going to improve drastically. The Bucs defense is going to improve. So we'll see. This week, who does Ben take on? Well, he's taking a little trip down to wine country. That's right. The Chateau St. Bargles wine country is where Under Steps Boogeyman going to play this week. Only 2 team enter, 1 team leave. Who gonna win this one? I don't know. One guy's got a win, one guy's got a loss. Do we both go to 1-1? Hope so. Let's move on to the third place team in these rankings is Bongtown Herbologists. That's right. Andrew, the recently married Desmarais. He got the victory. Dak Prescott, 33.5 points. Cortland Sutton, not even 2 points. So there's room to improve. Maybe instead of Cortland Sutton, you want to slide him out and slide in Corey Davis. Just a thought. He will look to continue his winning ways against Oside Vedigo this weekend. So, Andrew, keep up the good work. Second place. The second place in team in these here rankings is Limp Biscuits. That's right. Michael's team, they got the win. They got a powerful win against a powerful team. And we all know how great Michael's team is. Ranked second place pre-draft. Second place post-draft. And he's second place again after 1 week of working on the fantasy game this year. Let's see. Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes. We know what Michael has. Very impressive. But I'd be lying. There was a more impressive team this week. It's just the way it is. These rankings, so everyone is clear, especially you, Michael, because I know you're probably, you're like, I think I should be number 1. Well, you're not. You're number 2. 2's pretty good. These rankings are based on wins and losses. That's the premium level thing, is wins and losses dictate your position. The secondary thing is your point total, that particular week. If I got to go to head-to-head matchups in the future, I will. But those are the two main factors here: is how many points did you get, and how are you doing? I really don't factor in injuries so much, but I will say losing Raheem Mostert for the year and also Jerry Jeudy for the next 2 months probably doesn't help Michael's case to stay at the top. His team got a little thinner this week. So we move on to the number one team, baby. Number one team. My phone's ringing. We'll let that go to voicemail. Number one team is the Fancy Lads. That is correct. Whitney's team is the number one slot. Whitney's number one. He scored 165 plus points. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. It worked this week. If it works every week, people are going to have a hard time beating Whitney's team. Whitney, you're number one, baby. Couldn't be more proud of you. That's it. That's the rankings for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video, comment, and good luck this weekend. We'll see what happens. And of course,